All right, our guest tonight on Toyota Sports Talk. It is my honor to have one of the best goaltenders ever to play in the National Hockey League, Henrik Lundqvist, kind enough to take the time as we do a deeper dive into Alex Ovechkin and his chase of passing Wayne Gretzky. Henrik, thanks for taking the time with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
You've had a front row seat on the ice and off the ice to Ovi's chase. What's it been like from your perspective?
Well, it's been tough for me, obviously. 15 years facing that guy. No, listen, I have so much respect for Alex, what he's done, and what a competitor he is. And that's what I loved going up against him for so many years, so many games, big moments in the playoffs. And it was always one of the greatest challenges for me as a goalie to face him. But it was fun. You measure yourself against the best always. And I think what makes him unique is obviously his shot. It comes at you so fast. I think the flex on his stick makes it very hard to read. You see a lot of his shots when he beat goalies. It's through the body a lot of times, through the arms, legs. Because at least for me, it was just the way you read his shot, and you knew it was coming, and still it surprised you a lot of times the way it came at you.
I think a couple of goalies. I think Vasilevsky had a good quote a couple of weeks ago saying it's almost like a knuckle puck. Can you dive into that a
Yeah.
little bit?
Well, I think for a goalie, you read a shot when just when it's about to be released, right? So that first couple inches when the puck leaves the stick, that's how you read the shot. So because of the way he flexes the stick, it kind of changes right as it leaves the stick, and that's why I think so many goalies have an off read on the shot. When you see the puck leave the stick, that's kind of when you determine or read where the puck's going to end up, and you start moving towards it. So a lot of times you see guys overreact to it. For example, he was always on my right, so you try to read it on that blocker's side, and you try to go a little further than you have to really. And I think it all starts with those first couple inches when the puck leaves the stick, and because he has so much flex on the stick, it makes it really difficult.
What's really been unbelievable, especially for this year for Ovechkin, is he's 39 years old, Henrik, and he's still scoring at an incredible pace. Are you surprised at the age of 39 that he's putting up the numbers that he is this season?
Um, I want to say both yes and no. I think just because, he has so much skill and power, I don't think his game was, you know, he, it was never really about speed. It was strength and positioning, his shot, and I mean, if he continues to take care of his body, he could probably play another 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Um, but it feels like the last 2 years, but especially this year, he seems so determined. Obviously, it helps that Washington is playing really well as a team, is getting a lot of looks. They're winning a lot, so I'm sure they have a great momentum, great energy in that room. It's just been impressive to watch him this year, especially.
You've had a lot of battles with the Caps and Ovechkin over the years as years the goaltender for the Rangers, regular season playoffs. Is there a memory? Is there a moment? Is there a story that you can share with us that really kind of solidifies your relationship, your competitive relationship with Ovechkin?
Well, I can think of many moments, especially in the playoffs. And Alex was always a guy circling around the net like a shark, and if he scored, he let you know every time. I do remember one series in the playoffs, he skated up, he scored in game one, and he yelled at me all series long, baby. And then that was a big challenge for me. And then I don't think he scored more in that series, so that was a big one for me. But moments like that, I remember he challenged you in a funny way. Obviously, you knew he was going to be around the net a ton. He was going to get looks no matter what. So um, normally, as a goalie, for me at least, I focused on the team. But playing Washington, it was always you focus on the team and Alex.
Yeah.
It just came with the territory of playing against him for so many years.
Let's see how good you are, Henrik. Do you know the number of goals you allowed to Ovi during the regular season during your career?
I know it's a lot. I know. I don't know. Has he scored the most against me of any goalie?
Nope.
No. Oh,
Nope.
I thought that was the case.
That was
I'm gonna guess
Marc-Andre Fleury's one, your two.
or two, and I'm guessing he played the most games against me and Flurry over the years,
Yep.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Number of goals. I'm gonna say 30,
Close, 24. 24 regular
24.
season goals you gave up
Okay.
to Ovi.
That's 24 too many. No, but seriously, I'll be part of the record.
To that point, like as he gets closer, single digits, the opposing goaltenders that he's going to be facing here in late March and early April, they don't want to be the ones, right? To be that guy to give up the goalie. Take me through kind of the psyche of you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, because if you are that guy, you're gonna be on TV a lot for many, many years. When he breaks that record. I don't know. As a goalie, you have so many things going through your head in terms of technique and dealing with pressure. I don't know if you are going to think too much about, who's out there, who's going to score. Obviously, it's going to be a very memorable moment. Um, but I don't know. I can't really help you on that one. What's going to go through a goalie's mind when they face Alex if he's one goal away?
As you're part of the TNT crew, you got a couple of Caps games coming up. You got Caps Rangers on Wednesday, March 5th. And then you also have, which could be very interesting, Caps at Islanders on Sunday, April 6th. That's one of the dates, current pace, that he could potentially break that record. What would that mean for you and the rest of the crew to maybe be a part of that and showcase history of him getting that record breaking goal?
Well, it would be great. Obviously, anytime you play the game and you have storylines surrounding the game, you talked a lot about the Four Nations and all the stories around the games. And same thing here, you play the game, but also obviously it's going to be a lot of discussions about Ovechkin. And it would be awesome, obviously, if we covered that game when it happens. It would be so much to talk about. And for me personally, again, playing so many games against him for so many years. uh, um, I'm yeah, I just think it's impressive to see his longevity. I think that's the biggest thing when I look at his career and you look at the numbers, the consistency, and that's what sets him apart. That's why he's so unique. A lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but a bunch of guys can score 40, maybe even 50 here and there, but to be consistent around 40 goals, sometimes 50 for so many years, it's just incredible.
And I'll never
Especially
forget.
this time around with the goalies being so good.
Right. And I'll never forget a couple of years ago, Henrik, your introductory press conference. You were set to join the Washington Capitals. And I actually asked you the question in the press conference, what's it like going to be a teammate now of Alex Ovechkin? And you had the biggest smile on your face. I'm sure there's a part of you that felt like, man, I wish I had that chance to be teammates with Ovi.
Yeah, of course. You play against each other for so many years. You meet at different tournaments and events. You get to know guys, and it's just fun when you get an opportunity to know players even better. And also, if you just look at the technical part, you get better when you practice with great players. So I was definitely excited for that fall when I signed. It talked about this many times. It was just not meant to be, I guess. But they had a great group at the time, and um, had a couple practices with the group, but that was about it.
In this chase that Ovi's on right now as he's getting closer to Wayne Gretzky, how does this impact hockey? Obviously, he's putting a lot more eyeballs on the product. And what type of impact do you think this is going to have? Is it just in terms of garnering more attention to the sport, Henrik?
Yeah, I think the more people talk about the game for different reasons, again, Four Nation was amazing in terms of eyeballs and attention it got, and now you're talking about Ovechkin and a lot of surprises around the league, Washington being one of them. But it's just great when hockey's in the conversation with people that normally don't talk hockey or maybe even watch hockey. So we all that play the game and work around the game. We want more people to get involved, more people to watch it and be excited about it. And this is definitely a big reason now that, you know, it was unheard of if you talked about this 10 years ago that someone would be close to tie and even break Wayne's goal record. But here we are, and a lot of credit to Alex that he put himself in this position.
And we'll end with this. If Ovi gets to watch this little interview, what kind of message do you want to give to the grade eight?
Um, I just want to say I'm so impressed with his career and his determination here the last couple of years to continue just coming through for his team. And I also want to say I really enjoyed playing against him for so many years. It was tough, it was hard, it was the biggest challenge, but I loved every game. I really did.
Awesome. Great insight, great perspective. Again, one of the best to ever do it. Goaltender Henrik Lundqvist does a great job on TNT's broadcast of the NHL. Henrik, appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk.